Very good afternoon. It's again Vikram Sareen with Yogesh. I'm the chief architect, and Yogesh is the deployment expert and the first line of support. Okay, what we're going to do is that we're going to go through the part two of AxiomProtect dashboard. So in the part one, we had seen the channel unit and operator management, and now in part two, we are going to focus on the user group management and then the templates management. So I'll explain you what is templates bit later. And then lastly, the access role. Access role essentially applies to the operators. So you can actually define which operator will get to see what. And a template is basically the messages that are being shown or that are being sent out from the system. So let's say if you're sending an OTP and you send it as an SMS from the system, then what will be the message? Then obviously you have other different type of messages, about 100 plus messages, and then there are these error messages which we return back to the calling system. So let's say if IB makes a call and there is an error, then what is the message that is being sent back? So let's get started. Let's start off with the user group management. Sorry about that. Okay. Okay, I think here it's open. Yeah. Okay, I have already logged into the dashboard, and if I go to the channel management, I will see users group management part. In that, once you click it, you can actually see basically all of them in one shot, and then you can search. So let's say I just want to search on blue. So yes, I got it. Now over here, what you see as the first go is the total number of users, which is the country, and then other things. So let me start explaining one by one. Okay, let's just say, okay, yeah. So let's take example of blue bricks. So firstly, active and suspended. Suspended means it's not available, nothing can happen. If it's active, then only the system makes it available for using. Then edit details. Edit details quite straightforward. That means you can change the status, the country. Okay. Now, what you would like to understand is that the country which is maps to the user group. So in Axiom, what we have done is that each user is it defined with a boundary of geolocation. So whenever they want to do a transaction or where they are accessing the systems from, either from their mobile or over the web, we take where you are element coming into the picture. That means where you are when you are doing the transaction. Now that gets added with obviously your one-time password or your signature one-time password or digital signing and few other attributes. So that makes the AxiomProtect as a multi-factor platform. It is not something which user will input that where am I. It will be basically picked up from your browser details, or based on your IP, or based on your phone's GPS location, which is highly accurate. So over there, what you can do is that each user will be defined where they are coming from, right? So in that, the user group concept allows you to set the location of the user. So meaning, do you want to allow this group at what level? That means whether it will be country level or state level or city level or pin code level. So let's say somebody is coming from, you say Australia. That means anybody who's coming from Australia, I will allow. Or anybody who's coming from Malaysia, I will allow. Or anybody who's coming from India, I will allow for this particular group. Or you would say that, okay, I will only allow people who are coming from New South Wales in this blue bricks group under Australia. Or I would say that I would like to allow Sydney under New South Wales in Australia. So country gets further granular to the state, and then goes to the city, and within the city you can also define the pin code. So let's say Carlingford has a pin code of 2118. So you will only say that, okay, I will only allow this user to log in if he's coming from an area which is the Carlingford, where the pin code looks like it's 2118, or the GPS location from the phone is also which falls under the IP to geo or GPS location itself is Carlingford. So obviously this gives you tremendous ability to refine how you look at the geolocation as your where you are authentication element. So that gets defined from here. So over here I obviously have set it to country. So okay, let's say if I set it to state, then I get to pick up country, and then I can pick up the city itself. Yeah. So over here, let's say if I pick up the country, and then I can pick up the city. So let's say if I want to have a city of Pune, or if I want to have city of Mumbai, then I can put it over here and then save it and then proceed ahead. So the users of this group will actually be tagged under this particular scope of geofence or geolocation. Now going to the next one, shift user groups. So let's say if you want to dissolve a group, or the group is being kind of pulled under another group, then you can actually come over here and then move the group to another, move the users belonging to this group into the other group. In operators, we had the similar concept, what we called it as units. It's the very similar concept which comes under groups, for user groups, for users. Going to the next one, remove, essentially it will remove the group. Again, you have to remember that it can only be removed if there are no users present inside. Yeah. Now over here you would see that this particular row is marked as default group. So whenever any new users gets added and you want to put them in a default bucket or default group, so this is where you say, okay, this is the default user I want, a group I want. So as you would see that most of the users over here are going to the default one. I can obviously change it. I can just say yes, I want to do that, and then after that it will basically, you see, now I clicked on it and Mahindra became the default group. Yeah. Now in the dashboard you are able to see the number of users, which is the core country that is there, also the state, and then also when it was created and out. So this was again very quickly adding to the what do you call it, the option of what the group will mean, and then from there we are going into the little deeper one. Okay, so I just, let's say if I want to add a new group called Vikram test, so I say active, I want it city level or pin code level, so if I say city level, country, state, so let's say for simplicity I'm in Maharashtra, and then I would say, okay, I only want to allow Pune or Mumbai or a few other cities, so that's about it, and then I say add. Yeah, that's about it. So that's how you add it, and you can see it over here. Yeah, so sorry, I think that's the one. Let's look at it. So this is the one which I added, Vikram. Yeah, the country, city, and this thing. So no users are there. I can make it default. Yeah. Okay, so that was the part of user group management. Next is the templates. Now the concept of templates is like this, that there are a lot of messages which are in the system. So these messages can be customized to how you want them to sound like, or how you want them to appear to your clients. So obviously Axiom sends mobile messages which are in form of SMS, USSD message, or voice call, or you can send messages in terms of email. And there are these other type of messages, which is what we call it as error messages. So these are the error messages that gets actually returned back to the web services that are calling. So for example, in the error messages, I want to change the error user duplicate message. So if over here I want to say, sorry, username is duplicate, please change. Yeah. So this is something which you can do over here, or change the language, whichever thing you want. This gives you more flexibility in terms of how you want to manage your errors which go back to the other systems. Now going back, something very similar for the mobile messages or mobile templates. So as you see, these are the names, and then I can click and see the message over here. And then so over here, this is the message which I have. What I want to do is, if I want to change it, I can come and change it over here. Or if I want to let's say suspend it, that means it's not to be available, then I can do that. So if I come over here, I can change it. So this is the message. So let's say if you want to say, instead of from channel, you want to say dear user, or dear particular name. So let's say dear so and so, so this is the message which will come in, and then you can save it and move ahead. Yeah. So sorry, very similar. We have the email templates. You can do the same operations. You can view the message or the subject. Then you can look at the message itself. So let's say we go over here, you can see the message itself. Now in Axiom, what we have done is that it supports rich text. That means you can actually put an email which is in HTML, and you can edit it from here, and then you can save it, and then you can send it out. So meaning that, let's say if you want to send specific messages which are under your template or with your images or with your disclaimers or your signature, then you can come over here and put them and then use them. So if I want to see the source code, so let's say if I want to see the source code, as you would see, this is simple HTML code, and then or otherwise I can write it over here. So let's say if I just want to make it bold or bigger, whatever I want, all those style sheets and everything is available. So as you would see that Axiom gives you flexibility in terms of customizing your messages and making your email messages rich, right? Again, going to the last one, which is the most crucial and critical one, which is what we call it as access role management. Now, access role management is over here in the system administration. Now, what you would see over here is that you have all the roles that are being listed. So meaning that these are all the roles that have been created by the sysadmin so that you can put all your operators inside these different roles. Now let me just come in and create a new one. Okay, so let's just say, okay, Vikram role. Yeah, I say mark it as active. Yes, I say okay, done. It's quite straightforward. Okay, now let's see. I want to view this. That means I want to see what exactly is present in terms of access. Now all the things which are available in the dashboard, they all are marked over here. That means that in terms of channel management, operator, unit, all these other things that are also available in Axiom. And you would see over here is that you have the list add edit option. So meaning that in Vikram operator, I want to allow him to only see list add edit. That's it. That means I don't want him to do anything else. And then I can go to all of the other settings, something like this, and let's say okay, I want him to see the the license details or PDF signing, audit integrity, things like that, or in the system report I want him to see all these ones. So whatever specific features you want a particular operator to see, that or enjoy, that is what you will be putting it over here and then creating that particular role. Now once I have created these roles, essentially they map to the operators. So for example, I have, okay, let's just say I'm looking at a particular operator. Okay, too many. Okay, let's pick up this one. Yeah, so over here, this is the user, sorry, this is the operator, belongs to this unit Pune, and then I can say, okay, edit details, I can change the details, or I want to change its role. Yeah, so the one which I created, Vikram test role, is showing me over here. I can save it. Yeah, and now it's there. That means that this particular operator of mine is now the new role that I've created, which is Vikram test role. And what I'll do is I will log out and I will log in with this operator. So sorry, just give me a second. Let me just pick up the username and password. Sorry. Okay, that's my operator ID and that's my password. Okay, I'm coming in. Okay, now as you would see, I only allowed him to see channels and some gateways, and that's all the user can see, or this particular operator can see. Yeah, so now that is what what do you call it, the operator access role management can do, meaning that you can restrict what they get to see and you restrict what operations they can do. So the three things that we have covered is user groups, what's the significance in terms of, especially in terms of geofencing. So that is something which you need to remember that. That is the key feature of Axiom in terms of where you are. So it's basically used for geofencing. And then the second is the ability for changing the display messages, that either at the web service level or at the at the end user level in terms of messages. And the last one is the access role management. Access role management essentially is for the operators, and you as a sysadmin or the owner of the system can create your own roles and you can also give different access. That means that what the particular role can see or do can be done from there. So this makes Axiom, the complete platform, very flexible when it comes to running the show by your set of operators, which could be present locally or internationally, and coming in and doing their own operations. Yeah. So with this, thank you so much, and there's a lot more to come. So please stay tuned. If you have any queries, kindly drop us an email, and we look forward for collaborating and answering to whatever we can. Yeah. Thank you so much. Bye bye.